August 2nd, 1945. On this historic day, one of the most critical summits of the 20th century, the Potsdam Conference, officially concludes. The powerful leaders of the Allied powers, Joseph Stalin, Winston Churchill, and Harry Truman, gather for the final time to finalize an intricate blueprint for a post-war Germany. Their high-stakes discussions solidify crucial terms regarding the total demilitarization of the defeated country, the extraction of reparations, and the strict physical division of the nation into distinct occupation zones. But this summit achieves far more than the reordering of a single nation. By exposing deep fundamental differences between the victors, this final wartime gathering effectively sets the stage for the Cold War. The lines of a massive global conflict yet to come are actively redrawn here in Potsdam, permanently carving up the map of the world and establishing a tense new world order.
How the Allies intended to rebuild a broken Europe, we must analyze the core administrative pillars established at the conference, famously known as the 4 Ds. These pillars dictate a total transformation of the country. Demilitarization, the complete dismantling of the defeated nation's military capacity. Denazification, the systematic rooting out of totalitarian ideology from society. Democratization, the gradual introduction of democratic principles to the population. Decentralization, the deliberate restructuring of political and economic power to prevent future central control. This chapter explores how the Allied leaders intensely wrestled with the future of the defeated nation. As they mapped out the specific boundaries of the occupation zones for Germany and Berlin, the physical borders quickly turned into ideological frontiers. The administrative choices made during these planning sessions did not just organize the immediate occupation, they accidentally planted the early seeds of a deep-coming ideological divide that would soon fracture the entire country.
While the public statements issued by the Allied powers spoke of mutual triumph and successful post-war planning, the apparent harmony of Potsdam was a thin veil. Behind the handshakes and the formal smiles lay a deeply fractured alliance. With the common enemy defeated, the structural and philosophical differences between the United States, the United Kingdom, and the Soviet Union began to harden rapidly. Trust was quickly replacing itself with deep suspicion. We discuss how the Western leaders, Truman and Churchill, viewed the expansion of Soviet influence with growing alarm, while Stalin remained determined to secure his borders and extract heavy reparations from the German territory. Every debate over borders, economic reconstruction, and governance became a proxy battle for future dominance. The closing days of the conference signaled the undeniable permanent end of the wartime alliance, replacing cooperation with a dark shadow of competition that would soon darken the entire international landscape.
The strategic decisions finalized on August 2nd, 1945 did not merely establish a temporary peace, they defined European geography for decades to come. What was initially designed as temporary occupation zones rapidly hardened into permanent political barriers. We examine how this historic summit effectively cemented the division of Europe into 2 competing spheres of influence. The Western occupation zones would align toward democracy and capitalism, while the Eastern zone fell under the direct control of Soviet communism. This geographical fracture directly materialized into the creation of the Iron Curtain, dividing families, separating nations, and creating a permanent state of high-stakes tension. For nearly 50 years, the geopolitical layout of the Cold War era would remain anchored to the very lines drawn on the maps inside the Potsdam Conference rooms, demonstrating the enduring monumental power of this single post-war summit.
Potsdam was in every sense a monumental crossroads in human history, standing as the final act of wartime cooperation and the very first act of the Cold War. It serves as a stark historical reminder of how quickly the architecture of peace can transform into the machinery of global conflict. The shaping of the peace was a complex, difficult process that left behind a legacy of division. As we look back at the choices made by the Allied powers in 1945, it forces us to confront fundamental questions about international relations. How do you assess the immense difficulty of maintaining alliances after the common enemy is defeated? Can true global stability ever be achieved through the division of spheres of influence, or does it simply guarantee a future conflict? We want to hear your analytical insights and unique perspectives, so please share your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you found this comprehensive historical breakdown valuable, please hit that like button, share this video with a fellow history enthusiast, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to join us for more deep dives into history. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.